From Silicon Valley's tech giants to Wall Street banks, many companies are telling employees to work from home because of the coronavirus. Tonight, school superintendents from two large districts in the United States, Meria Joel Carstarphen of Atlanta and Debra Duardo of Los Angeles, where California's governor has just declared a state of emergency over the virus. Debra and Meria, thank you very much for being with us. Let me begin in Los Angeles, where not only has L.A. County declared a state of emergency, but the governor has just done the same. In practice, what does that mean for you?
Well, it means that we're taking all the preventative measures that are necessary to ensure the safety of our children, making sure that we are prepared in the events that school needs to close, that we do not have disruption of instruction, that we have plans in place for keeping our children safe. Mostly right now, what we're doing is continuing to communicate the information that we're getting from the Department of Public Health and making sure that children are staying home if they're sick, that they're covering their coughs and sneezes, that they're washing their hands frequently, that we are disinfecting desks and doorknobs and other surfaces that are touched frequently, and reminding people to stay calm because we don't want people to go into panic.
There haven't been widespread school closures of major systems. There have been episodic cases of individual schools in New York, in Seattle, closing and so forth. But Debra, one quick question for you, not a final one. Who makes the final call as to whether schools or the entire system would be closed? Would it be you? Would it be you in collaboration with the Department of Public Health, with the mayor? Who? How?
It's the Department of Public Health that will advise school districts and the superintendent on whether or not they think it's necessary for a school to close.
Debra, excuse me, Meria, let me turn to you if I might. What are you doing in Atlanta to mitigate the risk and protect students? Are you doing sort of the same things, making sure that the classrooms are disinfected, that kids are being taught the proper hygiene and so on and so forth?
Yes, absolutely. And we don't have any diagnosed cases here in the city of Atlanta, but there is one in our county. So we're in the phase of getting prepared, working with cross-functional teams inside of the district, like our nutrition department, our health department, our facilities, and of course, schools and academics. And on the other side, we're working across the county and the city to ensure that we're talking to our state Department of Education, our departments of health, the CDC, and of course, the city of Atlanta. So, and I think a big part of that is getting ready for the potential of having to send kids home. And if we do, the concept of teleschooling and having all of the academic and instructional supports ready to send home with kids and have them prepared for doing their work at home if they are away from school is a large part of the preparatory work.
Italy, as you probably know, has just closed all schools in that country through March 15th. And I want to bear down on that thing you just raised, Meria, and then Debra, get your answer as well. If kids have to be sent home from school, there's some preparation. You can give them worksheets and textbooks and lesson plans and so forth. But a lot of educators are saying, well, we can use online learning. Well, that's great if you're online. But as we all know, there are pockets and places in this country, sadly, where there is not broadband, where families do not have access, do not have the technology. What do you do in that case?
Well, I mean, for us, we've been very fortunate to have a long-standing instructional technology rollout and investment in our district over the last several years. So in addition to setting up hotspots in our homes, allowing kids far before this potential crisis emerged, setting up relationships with our wireless providers who are here in the city has been a real game changer for Atlanta. In addition to that, I would say that all of the work that we've done to even complement and supplement with still using like textbooks and other instructional materials helps bridge the gap if it comes to a point when families don't have access at home, but we have to bring the resources to them. So we're looking at what that means to even do a delivery of materials and supplies to kids and families if they are not able to come to school during the day.
Debra, assume your answer will be sort of similar to that. You're doing everything you can to get ready, and you'll do everything you can, if it happens, to make sure that kids can work online.
Absolutely, and we know that every district is different. There are 80 districts in LA County. We have over 1.5 million students, so we're working district by district, providing resources, providing templates, instructional packets. You know, there's nothing wrong with going back to the basics of old-fashioned pen and paper and books, and if we need to do that, we'll be prepared.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Let me close with this question to both of you. Are your principals either hearing from parents who are voicing concerns, or are they noting an uptick in absenteeism from parents who may be holding their kids out of school out of some concern? Debra, why don't you take that one, and then Meria conclude.
So we certainly have had some calls from parents. Principals have reported that. The message that we're sending out to everyone is that our #1 priority is making sure that our children are safe, and we will take care of them. And if we feel, and if the Department of Public Health feels it's necessary for them to be sent home, then we will send them home. So we are taking those precautions and making sure. But as I said, #1 priority is that our children will be safe.
And Meria?
Yeah, so of course, parents are concerned for their children. So they have a lot of questions. And I think the most important thing for us to do is to communicate, and communicate in ways that reaches all of the families. So we do a lot of translation. We use different mediums to reach out to our parents. And we also have mechanisms in place and infrastructure in place where they can reach out to us and ask us questions, and we can get back to them as quickly as possible. We've done a lot of push out notifications and even, hard copy letters home to parents to give them the information they need if they have to reach out beyond the district to those other health organizations as well. So information is key. And I agree with my colleague that it is imperative that people don't panic, that they wait to hear what the guidance really is, and not to try to become the expert yourself, to allow the people who are studying and working in this area to do their jobs and to keep our community safe. And so long as districts are collaborating, I think that that as school systems, we can do a lot to manage this within our cities and our counties and our state in a way that that makes our country and of course our communities safer.